Yo, what's up, guys? You saw the video today. Man, I'll be talking about the first round of the 2022 NBA playoffs, involving obviously the Grizzlies and the Timberwolves. Where we see today, the Grizzlies come out very sluggish. Timberwolves late game, they have a little bit of a run, and the Timberwolves again, for it seems like every game they have a lead, they blow it again in the fourth quarter. Again, we saw for the Grizzlies, Jaren Jackson Jr., he has a major fouling problem today. He had 5 fouls. Dylan Brooks fouled out with 6. Like, again, especially with having Scott Foster, one of the worst officiating refs of all time, foul trouble was literally going to be through the roof. And it already was prior to having Scott Foster reffing this game. And yeah, we saw Patrick Beverley foul out at the end of the game. We saw Cat in foul trouble. We saw Cat again play like shit. Cat today shot 6 for 19. I'm sorry, Cat. Respectfully, you're now not the best player on Minnesota. He has now given that respectfully to Anthony DAngeloRussell today. 10 for 24, 4 for 10 from 3, and had a 30-point game in a season-ending game for the Timberwolves. But he did all he could do for the team. It's just, if only the best player in the team, Karl Towns, did not shoot 6 for 19, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, and had 4 fouls, including 2 turnovers, a block, and a steal. Cat, you cannot be the best player on your team in a game where your season on the line and shoot 6 for 19. But big shout out to a guy that literally I did not expect to go this crazy. I've been on the Jaden McDaniels and Jalen McDaniels hype chain all season. I love those guys. Those guys are both really good 3-and-D players. But today, Jaden McDaniels, the better McDaniel brother, went ahead and put up 24 points, 8 for 9 from 3. He added on 4 rebounds and 1 block. He's such a good defender. He might be their second best defender behind Pat Bev. He is such a good defender. And like I said, it's tough. It's tough. They could easily start him over Jared Vanderbilt, who's a really good rebounder and good defender, but that's about it. McDaniels is the way better 3-point shooter. So honestly, if I'm Minnesota, I start Jaden McDaniels next season. Okay, respectfully, Jay Vandal. I'm a big Jay Vandal guy. Lot of energy, does the hustle plays, really good rebounder, good defender, but not a great defender like Jaden McDaniels. So yeah. And then DAngeloRussell once again. I've been kind of on DAngeloRussell, kind of the hype train, but I might be off of it now. That dude is way too inconsistent. And today, he shot 3 for 7, and yeah, 7 points. D-Lo, man, you get paid way too much money. You have this hype. You were a former All-Star with the Nets. Got traded for Wiggins and a first-round pick to Golden State. And then now you are the 3rd best player by a wide margin. You got outplayed today by Jaden McDaniels. And you got outplayed by your backup, Jordan McLaughlin. Big shout out to Jordan McLaughlin. He's been balling up these playoffs, especially going ahead and backing D'Lo, obviously, in terms of getting to the rim, in terms of playing really good defense. Kind of undersized guard, but he plays kind of big, honestly, if that makes any sense. Just a really high energy guy. Does little things as well. He ended up today shooting 4 for 5, 9 points, 4 assists, 1 steal. And then we even saw some Greg Monroe minutes. Shout out to Greg Monroe. 7 minutes today, 2 for 5. 4 points, 2 steals. Did have a turnover though, but he did add on 2 boards and an assist. So shout out to Greg Monroe, Pistons, Bucks legend, whatever you want to call them. Shout out to my guy Greg Monroe, okay? And I believe today for the Timbers, I believe Naj Reid was injured, that's why he didn't get any minutes today. From what obviously starting from the game today, definitely would have got a minutes, but obviously they had to put in Greg Monroe because I believe Naj Reid was currently injured, sadly. So yeah. But Cat, you played awful. Like, this is Cat's like Cat, buddy. Respectfully, Jimmy Butler was right. I fear Jimmy Butler was right, buddy. For the Grizzlies, Dylan Brooks fouled out, shot 9 for 19. Played a really good game. 5 for 6 from 3. Triple J, you gotta get rid of that fouling problem, bro. Today, you went 6 for 15, but you had 14 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 2 blocks, but you did have 5 personal fouls, and he fouled out the game prior to this one. Okay. Xavier Thomas did play pretty decent in his minutes. Steven Adams obviously on the Rona list, and before that he was in invitation because they were playing kind of small ball because of Cat's versatility. So yeah, And shout out to the best player by far for the Grizzlies this playoff series, Desmond Bane. Today had 23 points, 9 for 15, 5 for 9 from 3, added on 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, and 1 block. Yeah. And also big shout out to my guy Brandon Clark. I've been a fan of him for a while now, since he was at Gonzaga in college. Dude just is a high energy guy. He rebounds, and he now has a semi-consistent both mid-range and 3-point shot. Okay, today he had 17 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 blocks, and 1 steal, while shooting 5 for 9 from the field and 7 for 8 from the free throw line. Also, big shout out to Tyus Jones, really good backup point guard, really good playmaker. Ended up today having 10 points and hit a huge three in the corner for the Grizzlies, and added on, like I said, 10 points. He had 4 assists, 1 rebound, shot 4 for 9 from the field, and 2 for 6 from 3, including that huge 3 down the stretch for the Memphis Grizzlies. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Golden State, just seeing both of these teams play, both of these teams really just have been playing very, very mid. You see Ja Morant struggling against Minnesota. Not gonna lie, I probably have Golden State in 6. I'm not gonna lie, over Memphis. My initial prediction, honestly, if I made a actual playoff bracket initially, it would have been Golden State in 7, just because how good Memphis was playing. Even without Ja Morant, Ja came back for the last run of the season, and they obviously still played well. And Golden State didn't have their death lineup, and the emerging Jordan Poole just got even better as time goes along. So yeah. My prediction now for the next series, including the Warriors and the Grizzlies, is Grizzlies to lose in 6 games to the Golden State Warriors, just because the PTSD lineup. Draymond Green, obviously, you know, Ja Morant is a really good player around the paint. 3-point shot really is inconsistent. Decent mid-range shot, obviously, to go ahead and fall at certain times. He's just really a consistent shooter. He does his bread and butter really around the rim. And obviously the free throw line, which today he shot 9 for 12, but he did shoot 4 for 14 with 5 turnovers. And yeah. Ja Morant, obviously, Draymond Green, one of the greatest defenders of all time in the paint. When he's off the court, though, he's gonna kill the Warriors in the paint. When Draymond Green is out of the lineup for the Warriors, getting some rest on the bench, he sees Kevon Looney on the court. He's literally turning into a bull and bulldozing Kevon Looney out of the way, getting into the paint and getting an easy bucket. We saw he had that highlight play against Minnesota, who have Cat, not really good defender. Naz Reid, solid defender. Getting McDaniels and Jay Vander really good around the rim because of obviously paint presence. So yeah, Ja Morant should have a good series. Ja Morant always has a good series and good play against the Warriors. This is gonna be hopefully another really good series. Memphis and Golden State, they always have hood classic games. They're always great performances from both sides, both from Stephen Curry, from Klay Thompson, from Desmond Bane, from Dillon Brooks. And now we see Klay back for the Warriors, who's literally might be back at this point. That dude is playing insane right now. On offense, on defense, 3-point shot is falling, playing really good defense. Curry's playing well right now too. JP's playing pretty well right now. Draymond Green's doing his thing in terms of playmaking, in terms of defending, in terms of obviously rebounding. Like the Warriors, man, that team might be the team to beat right now with the NBA if you want to go ahead and win a ring. Not gonna lie to you at all. But yeah, my prediction for the next series is definitely going to be Memphis losing in 6 games. They match up so well. Hopefully it's not a sweep. Hopefully it's not a 5-game series. I want to see a good series. I feel like they match up so well. Josh should excel in the paint when Draymond's off the bench, when Draymond's off the court. Even if we saw, obviously, Jokic, even we had Draymond Green out of him, he still was able to do his thing. Obviously, I'm not comparing Jokic to Ja, but in terms of paint, they're really good around the paint. So I do expect Ja to still go off with Draymond Green really in the paint to be their only kind of rim protector, because Kevon Looney's not really good rim protector at all. He's just a really good rebounder, and that's pretty much about it. Solid defender, but we don't expect too much out of Kevon Looney. Outside of maybe the occasional lob, outside of that, play solid defense, rebound pretty well. That's all I really expect out of Kevon Looney, which may now be brought out as a 7-6 man behind obviously Draymond Green at center, the new death lineup for the Golden State Warriors. So yeah, and if you want to make more produced like this, just talking about series in particular, I honestly should have made a couple for the first round, but obviously as the second round kind of pins for pretty much every single matchup. I'll go ahead and just do like a little breakdown about everything. Here's to that series, because yeah, playoffs are here. I'm so excited to talk about it. I just don't want to make a video of every single game and just talk about that. I feel like that's a little bit too much. Just come out and just talk about just talk about the whole series in particular. Talk about guys that just been going off. Like I said, Dylan Brooks, John Morant struggled this whole entire series and they still won. Minnesota wasn't able to hold it, at least in the fourth quarter. Cat really just turned to shit, honestly. Anthony Edwards rose to the occasion in these NBA playoffs. Jaden McDaniels went off today. Brandon Clark was able to just hoop the whole entire series. Steven Adams really ran out of the rotation and really was such a good teammate about it. Then he ended up contracting the vid and now he was out for the series. Hopefully he's able to actually play against Golden State, because obviously they'll still run small ball with Jim McGee at 5. They go to death lineup to start off, which will be interesting to see how they do that, because small ball Jim McGee, I made a tweet about this recently, isn't really small ball. Jim McGee is one of the best defenders of all time. He's like, what, like 6'9", 6'10". He'll make up with it with his energy and his just great defensive prowess. So yeah. But yeah, man, Minnesota Timberwolves fans, y'all shouldn't be too pissed right now. Y'all, honestly, I feel like y'all should have lost this in 6 games, and y'all lost in 6 games. So hey, y'all showed a lot of potential though. Shout out to Anthony Edwards, dude played amazing. Jaden McDaniels hopefully continues to become a better 3-point shooter and become a better all-around player. DAngeloRussell, you're gonna have to make a tough decision on that guy, because he is so inconsistent and he takes some of the dumbest shots of all time. Especially last game, like 30 seconds left to go, he took a dumb shot and airballed off the backboard, whatever. Like that dude, that's just tough to watch him right now. Hopefully he becomes a better player and a better teammate overall, because he thinks this team is just his team all of a sudden. Then you see, I don't understand about that. Team now is in Anthony Edwards' hands. Give him the ball when it matters. Don't give the ball to a guy like DAngeloRussell. Like, respectfully, this isn't like 2016 of the Nets or whatever years on the Nets. It's not your team anymore. You're not an all-star caliber player at this certain time right now. Just get the ball to the best player of your team, which in my opinion is Anthony Edwards, and just let that guy go ball, because that man is tough. He's going to be a perennial all-star, perennial all-NBA guy. He is going to be very good very, very soon. And he already is very, very good, my bad. He's going to continue to get very, very good and become elite very, very soon. Mark my words. Also, shout out to the Grizzlies. Like I said, I'm really big fan of Dylan Brooks. Really like off the John Morant, Desmond Bane, Brandon Clark. I've been on. Happy that he's actually getting a lot of run. And Tyus Jones, I've been talking about him for a while now, honestly, in terms of having like the highest assist to turnover ratio for a backup point guard. We saw obviously he got a lot of run this season, especially with John Morant out, able to show that he's a really good backup point guard. Kyle Anderson with his slow jump shot, still a really good player, able to consistently almost hit a 3-point shot, and obviously really good defensive rebound. So yeah, Xavier Tillman actually got some good run. With Steven Adams, obviously, like I said, being out with the vid and out of the rotation as a whole, just because he couldn't play small ball, obviously, against Cat, who is a very versatile guy, one of the greatest 3-point shooters of all time in terms of a big man, maybe behind Dirk Nowitzki, in my opinion, but yeah. Yeah, shout out to Memphis, shout out to Minnesota. This is, in my opinion, the best series I honestly seen so far this NBA playoffs. It really was such a great series to watch, and the fact that it went 6 games was like I predicted, was pretty fun to watch. And yeah, we want to talk about this series a lot, because I just watched this series. I mean, I obviously watched all the series pretty much full on, but this series in particular, I had so much fun watching. I feel like really could have went both ways, but at the end of the games really were sold by really both teams, especially by the Timberwolves, who again, Coach Finch, you got to work on calling timeouts when it matters, and Cat, you need to learn to not really get so much foul. You need to learn that this team is no longer your team. You're an all-star caliber player. You were also this season. I'll give you that, but this is not your team anymore, Cat. This is officially Anthony Edwards' team. You need to treat it as such and stop taking dumb shots. And I'm talking about also DAngeloRussell. This is not your team anymore as well. Never was your team, never will be your team. Give the ball and defer to Anthony Edwards, the best player in the team. Let that man cook, okay? Other than that, yo, that is the video. Go down below, drop a like, comment down below. Follow me on Twitch, Twitter, etc. Boy John. Hope you guys did the video. And what are y'all thoughts on this Grizzlies vs Timberwolves series? In my opinion, it was the best series by a wide margin. So fun to watch. Pat Bev, John Morant, John backing each other. John Morant tweets after the game, people just going off on him. Desmond Bane, like I said, that boy hooped. Brandon Clark, that boy hooped, man. Jaden McDaniels this game, he hooped. So fun to watch, man. So damn fun to watch. Hey, man, what are your predictions for the Warriors vs Grizzlies series? Like I said, I have the Warriors in 6 games, respectfully, over the Memphis Grizzlies. They literally always have great games against each other. Hopefully it continues into the next series. But yeah, like I said, that is the video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's your boy John, and I'm out, man. Peace.